The dog arrived at the station every night at 9:40. I noticed him because he was always early. The trains didn't come anymore, not after the line shut down. But the dog still showed up, sat beside the old bench near platform 2, and waited. He was medium-sized, brown with a white stripe down his nose. No collar, no leash, just patient eyes that followed the empty tracks like they might answer him back. At first, I assumed he belonged to someone nearby, someone who worked late, someone who'd forgotten him once or twice. But weeks passed, then months, and the dog never missed a night. I worked the evening shift at the station cafe, the last business still open in the building. Mostly commuters passing through on buses now, sometimes no one at all. When things were slow, I'd watch the dog through the glass. He never barked, never wandered, never slept. He just sat there, tail curled around his paws, ears lifting every time the wind rattled the rails. One night, curiosity finally outweighed routine. I locked up early and stepped onto the platform with a paper cup of water and a leftover sandwich. "Hey, buddy," I said softly, crouching a few feet away. The dog turned his head. His eyes were gentle, old somehow. He didn't move toward me. I set the cup down, slid the sandwich closer. He sniffed them both politely, and then looked back at the tracks. Not hungry. Not thirsty. Waiting. After that, I started paying closer attention. The dog always arrived at 9:40. Always left at 10:15, no matter the weather. Rain, snow, fog so thick it swallowed the platform lights. I asked around, bus drivers, security, even the janitor who'd been there since the station still mattered. No one knew where he came from. One driver shrugged and said, "Maybe he's loyal." That word stuck with me. Loyal. A few nights later, I brought a blanket and laid it beside him. He sniffed it, then, finally, shifted slightly closer, not onto the blanket, just near it. Progress, I told myself. I started talking to him about nothing, about the quiet, about how strange it felt to work somewhere meant for movement, now frozen in time. He listened, or at least he stayed. One evening, as I was locking the cafe door, I noticed something different. The station clock was wrong. It read 9:38. I frowned. I was sure it had been fixed months ago. I checked my phone. 9:39. I looked up, and there he was, already sitting by the bench. Earlier than ever. I walked over slowly. "You're eager tonight, huh?" The dog tilted his head. That's when I noticed the tag. A small worn metal tag attached to a thin leather strip around his neck. I could have sworn he never had a collar before. I reached out, hesitated, then gently lifted it. The name was scratched and faded. Atlas. Below it, a date. My chest tightened. It was my date of birth. I laughed under my breath. That's weird. I must have been mistaken. Lots of people share birthdays. It meant nothing. Still, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The next night, I brought a flashlight. When Atlas arrived right on time, I crouched and looked closer. The leather was cracked with age, the metal warm, like it had been worn for years. I turned the tag over. There was another line. Wait for me. I didn't sleep that night. Memories surfaced, uninvited. A dog from my childhood, brown, white stripe down his nose. A stray my parents said we couldn't keep, except we had. For a while. Atlas. I hadn't thought that name in decades. The next evening, I left work early. I stood on platform 2 at 9:30, heart pounding like I was about to miss something important. At 9:40, Atlas appeared. Same as always. I whispered his name. He stood. For the first time, he walked toward me. My throat closed. I knelt, hands shaking. He pressed his head gently into my chest, just like he used to when I was small and scared of the dark. "I'm here," I said. "I'm here now." Atlas looked past me, down the tracks. I turned. The air felt heavier. The lights flickered. And for just a moment, only a moment, I heard something I hadn't heard in years. A train horn. Low. Distant. Impossible. Atlas stepped back, sat, and waited. The clock struck 10:15. He stood, tail wagging once, and walked toward the far end of the platform, where the shadows swallowed him whole. And then he was gone. The next day, the station manager called me into his office. "Did you know," he said, scrolling through old records, "that someone died here years ago? Kid. Late train. Accident on platform 2. My stomach dropped. "What was the date?" I asked. He told me. It was the night Atlas disappeared from my childhood. The night I never came home. That evening, I didn't go to work. But at 9:40, I felt something warm brush against my leg. Atlas sat beside me, still waiting,